another quick video about a kit that I put together for my Coleman liquid fuel stoves. Okay, here we have a Coleman 424, but this would work with any of the liquid fuel Coleman suitcases. Okay, so I use these a lot for car camping, but one of the other reasons that I like having them around is for emergency preparedness. Now here where we live, we have gas. It would be almost unheard of for the gas supply to be interrupted in cold weather. Okay, but a lot of places in this country there isn't a natural gas infrastructure, and so basically, if you're using an electric stove and there's some sort of interruption in the power grid, you could be without the ability to cook. Okay, or you could be reduced to something very primitive. Okay, so having one of these around is great. I've had videos on this before. I might do another one again, especially in the middle of what we're all going through. But this kit is an adapter kit, basically designed to let this Coleman stove run on a variety of gas-type fuels. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. We're going to take a look at these real quick, and I'm going to show you some examples of them. Okay, first thing that we have is a hose. Okay, this allows me to take the propane adapter and connect it to a 20-pound propane tank. This is a Stansport propane adapter, okay, and this will work with both the compact and the larger models of these stoves. And basically, what this is designed to do is instead of using the Coleman fuel or gasoline tank and generator, this plugs in the place of the generator and lets you run a green Coleman propane can. Now I've just got two other things to round this out. So I've got this adapter. It says Camping Moon. There's tons of these on Amazon. I suspect they're very similar. Typically I like to go with G-Works adapters, but the G-Works version of this is very expensive, so I decided to take a chance. And what this is designed to adapt a camping type fuel can, like a Lindall valve, what do you call it, ISOPRO mix can, to the propane fixture. So this would essentially plug into here, like this, and then I have the ability here for propane, and now the ability here for the camping butane. And why stop there? I've got this G-Works adapter. I've got a bunch of these, and I've shown them in some other videos. This can plug into here and will let you run food service butane. So let's take a look at these in action right now. So here we have the first adapter. Okay, it's basically how this works. So basically, the easiest way I've seen to install this is to put this through here, put the spring on, and then pull it back so the generator goes into the receptacle there. Once we've done that, it's a simple matter of lighting the stove up. Okay, so this is a very simple conversion. We have the full functionality. It works exactly like it would on white gas, except there's no pumping. Okay, so this is a great option to have, especially if you've got a bunch of these that you might be using in other appliances. The white gas and gasoline are a great option, but if you have this, it's great to be able to operate it. So, and it functions the same way here. You know, the master valve controls both burners. Okay, so now that we've got this in place, what else can we do? Hang on a second. Okay, so now I've added this additional adapter here. Okay, and I've added just a regular camping type butane ISOPRO kind of can. So the function now will be basically very similar, as you see. Now what you might run into with a setup like this is you might end up chilling your can, and then the output will drop. Okay, so this is a common thing that happens with the backpacking type cans. When you're drawing more fuel out of them than the appliances typically are designed for, the internal cooling, the evaporative cooling will happen faster, and then it'll freeze up. If that happens, it's just a matter of putting this like in a bowl of water. Possibly warm water, definitely not hot water. Just something to kind of moderate the temperature. These cans are aluminum, so they'll conduct the heat very well. Even cold water is warmer than the vaporization of the butane, so it'll let that kind of operate. But this is another great option, especially if you've got a bunch of partials of these running around. You can use that in a car camp scenario, bring a bunch of them, and then when you're through with them, you can, pop them open with a can opener and recycle them. So let's take a look at our next option. Okay, so now our next option, by adding this other adapter on, this G-Works adapter, allows us to connect one of these straight butane cans that are used typically for those single burner stoves. I call them food service. When I was in college, they would use them at an omelet station. Sometimes you see that at hotels where they have a cook come out and make you your own omelet, that kind of thing. But the advantage of these is typically they're cheaper, and not necessarily the ones from Walmart like this, but you can go and you can order them off Amazon. If you go to a food service supply place, you can usually buy them by the case of 12, and the cost is a lot cheaper than either one of these two, okay, per ounce basically. So let's take a look at this. So once again, we're getting a nice blue flame on these. Those little single burner stoves are really promoted a lot for emergency preparedness. And I was thinking to myself, well, why don't we just come up with a way to do it using the stove that we've already got, basically. So, hope this helps out. They all kind of fit into that little husky pouch that I got from Home Depot. But this just adds a lot of versatility to the system in terms of an emergency preparedness type scenario. You have the ability to run all these fuels in a kit that fits very compactly. It actually fits in here with the other fuel tank. The hose itself is just basically the sort of hose you would get to connect any propane appliance that was designed for these small cans to a 20-pound tank or larger. And that's great. You can just connect it right up to this, and you could run one of these stoves off a 20-pound tank indefinitely, basically. So, all right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll be out with some more videos very soon. I've got a whole bunch of ideas.